Right, so there's been reports that Jose Mourinho could be the next Portuguese national team coach manager heading into the 2026 World Cup. So this has widely been reported by CNN. That's what most of the outlets are saying. So it's not actually about the report, but it's the persona and the character who has been linked with the Portugal national team job. It's Jose Mourinho. So Jose Mourinho is currently the manager at Fenerbahce. He signed for the club just about 10 months ago, and he was just tasked by Fenerbahce to at least win the league for them, something they've not done in over 10 years. But currently, Jose Mourinho is struggling with the Fenerbahce side. They are currently second in the league standings, and it looks likely that their bitterest rivals, that Galatasaray, could walk away with a Turkish title for the second season in succession. But how is Jose Mourinho being linked, to such a big move? Okay, now let's talk a bit about the Portuguese national team. So this is a team that's being led by Cristiano Ronaldo, who is currently 40 years plus and playing in the Saudi Pro League. So other prominent players in the Portuguese national team, that's the Seleção, include Bruno Fernandes, you have Joao Felix, you have Diogo Dalot, you have Vitinha, you have Joao Neves. So it's a star-studded squad, actually. So there's a team that about 9 years ago, in 2016, won the European Championship for the very first time in their history in France. So they actually beat the host nation in the grand finale, either with that historic goal for Portugal to win it. But since then, they've not really been, a force. They also went on to win the maiden edition of the UEFA Nations League, if you remember, in 2021. They did that, beating the Netherlands in the grand finale to be crowned champions. So in the space of about 5 years, the Portuguese national team has won or had won 2 major trophies. But since then, we've not really seen the best out of them. So at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, they got eliminated by eventual semi-finalists. That's Morocco. It was a shocking defeat, though, for the Portuguese national team. And since then, they've been on a steep decline, which led to the sacking of Fernando Santos, the man who led them to both the Euro triumph and then also the UEFA Nations League triumph. But why Jose Mourinho? Because it's been reported that when Jose Mourinho started his coaching career, he once said that it would be, a dream come true to be the head coach of the Portuguese national team. He is a Portuguese, actually. But then guess what? One funny thing, an interesting thing to note is that Jose Mourinho never played for the Portuguese national team. He had actually a very quiet, career as a midfielder and then also a defender. So he's never played for the Portuguese national team. But then he's dreamt of coaching this team. And why is it the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Because Roberto Martinez currently is the head coach of the Portuguese national team. But then it looks like the Portuguese, staff and fans are not really happy with him. And they feel that they have a serial winner in Jose Mourinho. So Jose Mourinho has coached teams like Porto. He's won multiple league titles with them. He's won the UEFA Champions League. He came to Chelsea. He won 2 straight Premier League titles. He moved to Inter Milan, where he guided them to a historic treble. No team in the history of Italian football has been able to even replicate that achievement by Jose Mourinho and that 2010 Inter Milan feat. So he moved from Inter Milan to Real Madrid. We saw him move from Real Madrid, came back to Chelsea. He's had stints with Manchester United, won the Europa League for them. They are very first in their history. He also went to AS Roma, where he led them to a historic win in the UEFA Conference League. So there's a serial winner we are talking about. And it looks like, all this thing is just falling in place. And then also the timing of everything seems right. It looks like we are about just 14 months away from the 2026 World Cup, which will be held in the USA, Mexico, and then Canada. And Portugal are thinking that we have Cristiano Ronaldo, who could be playing at the World Cup, but then it's likely it's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo's last ever World Cup. So he could be the first player to play in 6 different World Cups. It's unprecedented. It's never been done. So, Portugal are thinking, well, if we have Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players of all time, whose career could be coming to an end in the next 2 or 3 years, because trust me, Cristiano Ronaldo won't be going to the 2030 World Cup. We all know that. So you have Cristiano Ronaldo, who is a serial winner. You have Bruno Fernandes as part of the supporting cast. There's Rafael Leao, there's João Neves. You have all these players. Then why don't you bring, a native, someone from Portugal to actually, lead this team? And imagine putting Cristiano Ronaldo and then Jose Mourinho together in one team. And that is what the Portuguese are looking at. They are looking at the fact that this is actually their last shot at winning the World Cup with Cristiano Ronaldo. And you can only imagine if they should also go ahead to win it. Jose Mourinho, Cristiano Ronaldo winning the World Cup. I think that could be the end of world football. Because once they win it, I think it's all settled. The GOAT debate, Jose Mourinho being the GOAT or the greatest manager of all time or the greatest coach of all time, I think his legacy would to some extent be cemented. But it's interesting that Jose Mourinho is being linked to that Portugal national team head coach job. The last time he worked with Cristiano Ronaldo was during his time at Real Madrid, and he actually led Ronaldo to scoring so many goals that season. And it's one of Jose Mourinho's last season actually at the club was one of the seasons where Cristiano Ronaldo scored lots and lots and lots of goals. So the reports are beginning to gain some momentum. It's gaining some weight, and gradually people are beginning to think that yes, there could be an iota of truth about this thing, because Fenerbahce and Jose Mourinho, it looks like the love is beginning to dwindle. It's fading away, and the relationship between the club and the coach, and then also the coach and the league in total. Jose Mourinho has been banned a couple of times already for making certain foul comments about the league and then also officials. So it looks like Jose Mourinho is not really happy being in Turkey. We all know why Jose Mourinho decided to join Fenerbahce. At least, there's a man who didn't want to be at home. He felt like, I need to work. Regardless the league, regardless what is happening, I still need to be at post. And that's the reason why, or one of the reasons why he chose to be the next coach of Fenerbahce. But at this point, I'm just looking at Cristiano Ronaldo taking instructions from Jose Mourinho on the touchline. And guess what? It's not Real Madrid, but it's actually Portugal. I'll be pretty much excited. I don't know how you would feel about that. Now, let's do one transfer story where Manchester United are being linked with a move for Wolverhampton Wanderers forward Matheus Cunha, the Brazilian international, who is 25. He only turns 26 next month or in May. So Matheus Cunha posted something on Instagram quite, controversial about he not being happy with, his stay at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he feels like it's not home. He needs to move, to a better team and, play for titles and all that. Yeah, it makes sense. Who would play for Wolverhampton Wanderers and think, see, in the next 10 years, I'm going to win a trophy? No one ever does that. But for Matheus Cunha, you've been thinking he's an ambitious player, someone who wants to, make a mark, someone who wants to win something. So he stated clearly to the management and board of Wolverhampton Wanderers that he wants to force a move away. He feels like he wants to go to the World Cup in 2026. And he believes that he can only achieve that if he's playing for a top club, playing in the UEFA Champions League, and also rubbing shoulders with the likes, of Vini Jr., who is a compatriot, the likes of Rafinha, Rodrigo. These are top guys. So he believes that he's got so much quality, but then the only thing hampering his chances of starting week in, week out, or consistently for the Brazilian national team could be the fact that he's playing for a side that's not even playing in the Europa League or the Champions League. So Matheus Cunha is yet to hand in a transfer request, which we believe is quite likely to happen when the transfer window opens. But for now, he's using some gimmicks and certain actions of his to just send a cryptic message to the Wolverhampton Wanderers hierarchy, telling them that, see, that's not a place for me. I feel I should be playing for Real Madrid. I feel I have so much quality. I should be playing for Manchester United. So the link with Manchester United, it's not far-fetched though, because we all know the state of Manchester United now. A team with Garnacho, Amad Diallo, who has been injured, and co. You just believe that, Matheus Cunha would add so much quality to this Manchester United setup. But the question is, how do you think Ruben Amorim could get the best out of Matheus Cunha? There's a guy who is scoring frequently for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So it shows you that he's got so much quality. But then at Manchester United, it's likely that he's definitely going to play behind the striker. And with that 3-4-2-1 system from Ruben Amorim at Manchester United, then the best position for Matheus Cunha would definitely be, one of those two inside forwards behind the striker. Now, the question is, will Manchester United fans be okay, bringing in a player like Matheus Cunha, sorry. For me, I just think he's got a character. He's a good player. He knows how to dribble. He has everything you need from a top player, especially a Brazilian. Talk about Brazilians, you talk about character, or the character a player should possess. I believe he is a quality player and he would definitely fit into the Manchester United setup. But if you're a United fan, what do you make of this move? What do you make of these speculations linking Matheus Cunha to Manchester United? Do you think he's definitely going to be, a cult hero when he joins the club? You think he's going to be the next big thing for Manchester United? Or you think that United is just too big for him? You can drop your comment in the comment section.